I want to make sure that for folks who were not able to join us today, they are going to get the same information as you. So let me share my screen again. And if you can make sure, do you see what I'm seeing? Whoa, elementary, here we go. Okay, and here it is. It is so nice to meet you again. Well, nice to meet you, and again, because I know Sharon and I have met majority of you. So it's so great to see you in this setting and not in the interview setting. Some of you have already been preview to how crazy Sharon and I could be, but now that you guys are actually part of this team, you'll really see how crazy we are. Yay! I'm going to stop sharing so that we could actually see everyone's face, and I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves and where your school is at. So we don't all of a sudden start talking. I'm gonna call names out according to my screen. So Grant, you are first. Introduce yourself and which school.
Hi everyone, I'm Grant Waller and I'm at Longfellow Elementary.
Perfect. Michelle Gonzalez.
Hi, I'm Michelle Gonzalez and I'm at Burbank Elementary.
Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley and I'm at Walker and Hickman Elementary.
Jenna.
Hi everyone, I'm Jenna. I'm working at Bethune K-8, so it's a K-8 school. Nice to meet you all.
Kimberly. You're mute.
Okay. Holmes Elementary and Silvergate Elementary. And Jenna, I was a teacher at Bethune last year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
You two connect.
really, really nice school.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank you.
Greg.
Hi, I'm Greg Sokol, and I will be at Lafayette and Erickson.
Perfect. Audrey.
Hi, I'm Audrey. I will be at Fulton K-8 and Alcott Elementary.
All right. Amy Clark.
Hi, I'm Amy Clark, and I'll be at Marshall Elementary.
Thank you. Christopher, Coach Chris.
You guys doing today? Pretty good. I am at 2 different school sites, 3 days a week at Hardy Elementary, 2 days a week over at Cabrillo. Very nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm at Emerson Bandini and then Johnson Elementary.
Thank you. Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm at Baker and Foster Elementary.
All right. Mr. Jacob.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jacob Lerma, and I am at Ocean Beach Elementary and Balboa Elementary.
Okay. Christina.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm going to be at Sunset View and Marie Curie.
Okay. Erica.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to be at Franklin and I'm going to be at Benchley.
Thank you. Natalie.
Did you say Natalie?
Yes, sorry, Natalie.
sorry. Hi, I'm Natalie Cutches, and I'm going to be at Washington Elementary, which is right in the middle of Little Italy.
Yes. And Melissa Sandoval.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Sandoval. I'll be working for Garfield Elementary and also Language Academy for the school year.
And Heather.
Hello, I'm Heather Naughton. I am at McKinley and Hearst this year.
Okay, thank you. And I know Dora let me know that she is listening in because she's actually still at her current work, but Dora is going to be at Dewey and Bernie Elementary School. I won't ask her to speak because people around her might think she's crazy. So, okay. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. And I know that took a while, but definitely important because I want to make sure you could already start this cohort of group that you could, it's kind of scary when you go into elementary school site and you're the only counselors. High school counselors have their team, And some of the middle schoolers have their partners, right? But in elementary school, for majority of us, we're it. When they say school counselor, there is no which one. It's always going to be you. So it's really important for you to like start writing down names that you see on this screen. So you could say, hey, I know you're also new. Have you experienced this? And you guys could start to collaborate. So muy importante. All right. That was my Spanish, Sharon. Are you proud? So let me go back to my screen. Excuse me. And okay, here it is. So we introduced ourselves. Next screen is Leader in Me or Second Step. I know you have gotten emails from me trying to explain Leader in Me and Second Step as though you know what I was talking about. Leader in Me versus Second Step is a very new concept for all of us starting this school year. Before, pretty much counselors could pick what social emotional learning tier 1 lessons they could do. But from this year, if you are a Leader in Me school, which 41 elementary schools are designated as Leader in Me schools, you will actually be doing Leader in Me social emotional learning lessons as your tier 1. It could look different. The delivery method could look different because that will be decided as the team at your Leader in Me school team meetings. So if you are Leader in Me school, 41 schools, you will not be doing Second Step. So oftentimes we used to check out Second Step lessons through our department, but if you are Leader in Me, I am going to say no. Rest of you are going to be Second Step schools. District has decided that because Second Step is evidence-based, they are going to purchase enough kits, the K through 5 plus the bullying prevention units for every single school that are not Leader in Me. This means that our car trunk is no longer a mobile office because Second Step lessons are no longer checked out to the counselor, but it's going to stay at each individual school site, which also means that if a CD breaks or you loses a poster, which happens more often than you think, your school is now responsible to replace them. Counseling and guidance did spend quite some money this last school year to replace a lot of posters and CDs, but we are no longer going to be doing that, which makes my job easier. So perfect. We do not have all the kits yet. We only have 13 complete sets at the resource library. So I'm going to start contacting schools by alpha to make it fair and have those schools come and pick up the Second Step kits. But for rest of the schools, whenever we get those in, I will contact you immediately.
Mary, I have a question.
Yes, please.
This is Jenna.
Hi.
So if we're not designated as a Leader in Me school, is it possible to switch or be added onto that if it's something that our team here on campus believes that would be good for the students, or is that decided? You guys already decide that and it's said and done for this year?
I think the district has already decided, correct, Sharon?
Yeah, the district's already decided, and there was some summer training that already occurred. So it would be pretty impossible to add a school at this point.
Okay, is there down the road, is it possible? Because I'm familiar with Leader in Me, and I think I was hoping to get involved with that. And my daughter's school is going to be a Leader in Me school, which is awesome. But I was just curious how it worked and if it was possible down the road.
We weren't part of the choosing. In fact, we were told these are the 41 schools. So I don't know what the plan is. I think it's in its infancy stages other than the training that happened during summer. So I don't know if it's going to be like a multi-year rollout or whatever the case may be. But at this point, unfortunately, we're just the messengers, if you will.
Sorry, I think I froze on you guys in the middle of talking.
Oh, did you hear the answer?
I didn't hear anything. I'm sorry.
He basically said, be happy in your personal life and be bummed in your professional life.
Okay,
That's not what she said.
that's okay.
That's exactly what I said, verbatim. No, that and we don't know what the plan is. It's very new to our district, so it may be that it is found to be, because the 41 schools are not just all elementary, right? I know that we have middle and high schools as well, or is the 41?
The 41 is all elementary. I don't know
Okay.
how many middle or high school there are.
Yeah, so it's something that I don't know if they're trying to turn district wide. We haven't been privy to that information.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. No,
I
that's a
have
good
a question.
Yes.
How do you know if you're a leader in me or a second step school? Does your principal know or?
Let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, you are at Washington.
Yes.
Washington is second step.
Okay, thank you. Also, I went to my room today and I have 3 binders for middle school second step curriculum that I don't need because it's elementary. So where should I bring those?
If you want to email me, we could coordinate a time for a drop off or a pickup. That's weird that you have middle school second step kit.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. And please stop me and ask questions if you have any questions. Okay, Zello, say what? I know that's a fun word to say, but this is, you have no idea how exciting this is, because you're coming in thinking, oh, Zello is everywhere for everyone. It's not. This is the first year, yes, first year that career exploration platform has been provided for all elementary schools at San Diego Unified. Last year, we had 8 schools that pilot for us under Zello, but this is the first year that every single elementary school sites have access to Zello. So on this, you don't have access yet. I don't really know when you're gonna get access, but still be excited. This is I'm going to sign in. Basically, K through 2nd grade is using this thing called Career Town, where students will be playing games and they are going to be learning about different career pathways. And then 3rd through 5th graders are not going to be playing this cartoonish game, but they have missions that they have to complete. And there are additional supplementary lessons through Zello that you could give. And literally, like, I don't know if you could sense my excitement, but this is exciting. So you could also run data on usage, how many students are actually going in, completing missions, and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to quickly show you as a student what they will see. And Zello training is coming up on the 7th. So it's called CC Spark. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it plays this story about this person that kidnapped all the workers. Okay, and that's enough. I don't want you, detective. So that is K through 2nd. It's very age appropriate. And if I go to 3rd through 5th, they are going to have different lessons. 3, 4, and 5 have different missions. So they're not just doing the same thing every single year. Unfortunately, for K through 2nd, they will be doing the same thing every single year, but it really is fun that they want to do it, I think. So this is what students will see as a 3rd grader, 4th grader, 5th grader, and see it like it has all these about me. So you are having them think about their strength, their interest, what they do well in class, which subject they enjoy. And even when they go, they have skills that they could add. And it goes into, okay, so when you say hands-on, what about hands-on? So it's kind of like strength inventories according to them. And then when you go to, hold on, they could change their picture. They could pick from pre-selected pictures, or they could take their own pictures. There's section for my goals. So you could talk about long-term, short-term, lots of different things. It is amazing. And then explore careers, career groups, all these good stuff. So the training is on September 7th at 2 o'clock to 3:30. So when you get your landing page, which is on the Counselor Connection, PD/meeting dates document is also linked to it in the landing page, and that has the professional learning section number that you could look through. But you do have to have Sandy employee ID number to access professional learning. So I'm hoping by sometime mid next week, you will have your Sandy ID number and your email. But for some reason, by the 7th, if you don't, please let me know so I could send you the Zoom link for this training. It would be very, very important for you. Any questions about Zello? Perfect. Next. Okay, things to know. You do not have to read all these small things right now, but later on, maybe you will come back to it. Google Classroom, as you receive your Sandy email account, I will be sending you invitation to Google Classroom. This is where I will be posting like meeting agendas and the recordings. So if you happen to miss our PDs, the agenda for that PD and recordings will be in the elementary school K-8 specific Google Classroom, but you will get invite from me. I think some of you have already gotten invites and you are already a student in there. Professional learning, this is how you will get on there. The best way to search for a event is through course number or section number. So, pay attention to that PD meeting dates doc and you'll be fine. ASCA items. We will talk about this more in our one-on-one, which I will be contacting you about, and also in our cluster meetings. But as a department, we are expected to make sure that we are moving data and we are supporting our students. So we will be asking school counselors on site to do annual agreement, which you and your admin will go over and get signature from the admin, and also do 2 ASCA goals. Those 2 ASCA goals could be closing the gap or core curriculum or small group. And if you are at a multiple site, we're not asking you to do 2 goals per school, but 2 goals per counselor. So you might have 1 goal per school, or you might do 2 goals at 1 school. That is completely up to you. And something to remember is that at end of this school year in June, we will be presenting our data to our area superintendent. So just keep that in mind. We want to make sure we are using data source to come up with our goals. And at the end, it's going to be presented. Any questions on this page?
I do, sorry. I just missed, where did you say we can access these recorded presentations?
It's going to be in the Google Classroom. So now, yeah, as soon as you get your Sandy email, I will invite you to it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, perfect. And then just in case, something about Counselor Connection is that it just keeps adding weekly. So I know school counselor landing page is on this week's, but in February, if you need to find the school counselor landing page, it might be at the very bottom. So if it's easier to find this presentation, it is linked in this arrow. Okay. I know this just looks so overwhelming, right? It overwhelms me, but here we go. Supervision. So here's the thing, as an elementary school counselor myself, I did more than enough supervision, and more than shared and equitable among staff supervision. Personally, I was okay with it because that was time for me to get to know the students during unstructured time. It was time for me to be out there and do some small problem solving sessions before it became a bigger deal and I had to bring the students to my office and have this whole mediation. But that's not to say that admin could just ask you to do hours and hours of supervision, because according to our SBA contract, supervision for you must be shared and equitable amongst staff members, other SBA staff members. So if you are having super hard time with supervision, like you have morning duty, lunch duty, recess duty, after school duty, and all those good stuff, please let me know. It just really takes a little bit of understanding on admin's part to know why that's not the best use of a school counselor. And oftentimes Sharon will also get in the conversation and just kind of do, hey, like these are the things the school counselor should be doing. And she's really good at that. SST, you will hear lots of different names when it comes to SST in our district. Some of the schools calls it SST, some of the schools calls it PST, some of the schools calls it RTI, and now some of the schools are calling it MTSS meetings. Whatever it is called, we do not have formalized process or forms that we use. I do know that our IMTSS department is working on it, but currently right now there is no universal forms to use nor a referral process. So please check in with your school to see what forms they use and how the referral system is. Soon as there is a uniform process and paperwork, we will let you know. Data, one of the data is called Who Knew It? It is amazing, right, Sharon? Is she still here? She left me.
Yes, I'm still here.
You want
Yes, I did a thumbs up. I love Who Knew It, especially how they spell it. It's amazing.
Thank you. So you will get to know more about Who Knew It, but there is also a informational videos as well. But you could run data on attendance, behavior, academics, and we used to use different systems for attendance called Orbit, but Who Knew It is definitely more user-friendly, and you could run different data like the last 30 days or the last whatever, and just for this grade and just for this teacher. We also have PowerSchool, which is our student information system. This is where we do our log entries. Teachers have report cards and different grading system to actually show what they are doing. School counselors, as you know, there isn't anything that lets people know per se what we do on a daily basis. And that's where log entries come in. And there are log entries trainings that is offered by our department. And again, that's in our PD and meeting dates document. But log entries is very specific for school counselors. It is a log that you keep about what services you are providing to our students. What domain is it? And what was the different delivery system? Was it indirect, direct? If it was direct, was it group, individual, classroom? If it was indirect, was it meeting? What was it? Was it a phone call? And here and there, the district will pull the data to see how school counselors are using their time. And last year, I want to say maybe only 60% of our counselors were using data log entry, which is a huge misrepresentation of what we do. Because if you're just looking at the log entry numbers, and if you don't know that only 60% actually logged it, that's a huge misrepresentation, right? So please make sure to attend that training. If you don't, if you can't attend the training, please let me know so that I could show you how to do log entries. It's very easy. It literally takes less than 30 seconds. California dashboard, obviously it's great for you to go look at your school site to see what their demographics and how they did when it came to attendance, suspensions. Hopefully suspension is 0 from last school year because nobody should have gotten suspended. And checks. We did do checks last year, California Healthy Kids Survey. We did it for students, staff, and parents. We do not have the we don't have the results yet, but in elementary school, 5th graders take checks. California Healthy Kids. Any question on this page?
I have a quick question. This is
Yeah.
Jenna. For the log entries,
Yeah.
so is that a formal training that we'll get from you guys, or do we log into PowerSchool when we have access to it and watch like videos about it or something?
We there is, I want to say there is a job aids as well, but we actually will have a training on it, and it's on the bottom section of that PD document that you don't have access to because you don't have a Sandy account.
It'll be on September, I believe it's September 13th. We'll have 4 this year. So the sooner you can get to one, the better, but we are going to record it just in case somebody can't make it on that day. But yeah, we're trying to norm the process of what a log entry should look like, because there really hasn't been much training. But there is job aids on how to access it. But what our training will be more of what would be like a scenario and what would be the appropriate comment, or how would you categorize that kind of thing.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. And oh my goodness, that's it for elementary. So I am going to.
It's too late to not, you've already signed your contract. You can't go back. Like, you're scared. No, I'm just joking. I love Eddie. She's my friend.
I could have a party by myself all day. But really, I will be contacting you because part of my job is to meet with you and then coach you and support you in everything elementary school counseling. So please don't ignore my emails. But write me back so I could, and at least for now, because of COVID, our meetings will take place over Zoom, which I think for some of you is better because when I come, I expect food. I'm just joking. It's actually better for me because I don't have to drive and waste 30 minutes, because that 30 minutes could be meeting with somebody else. So anyways, any questions before I really let you go? Sadness.
This is Michelle. I was wondering, how do I get a district computer or a laptop? Because right now I'm using my own.
I know there is a Google form that you are supposed to fill out requesting district laptop, because now laptops are assigned through our IT department. I will find out and I will email you guys, all of you, just in case you need district laptop. Because I see Audrey saying yes, and some of you might need it too. But I do know that it is a Google form that you fill out.
I also know I've been looking into that because I don't have one either. And you also have to have your ID number, which I don't have that yet either. So I basically can't do anything until I get the ID number.
Got it. Thank you, Katie.
If you're on site, best person to talk to is the secretary in the office. Ask them for your ID. They might have it.
Jacob, nobody asked you.
Little FYI.
I had a question. Back to the leader in me.
When I know you, Jacob.
Gregory has a question, Eddie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was back to that leader, and maybe this is a silly question, but if you're at 2 sites, have they coordinated that you're not doing both of those?
No, Greg.
The leader in me and second step?
No, Greg, please. That's asking for too much.
No, the bundles were not taken in consideration when assigning the schools. There's a little bit of question of whether a school was assigned or if a school signed up. So that might lead the charge of the feeling of the school site about the excitement of having a Leader in Me situation. So and also I do want to bring up, and I'm sorry, I was multitasking not very well when Eddie was talking about this, because I saw 3 errors on that list. But what I want to say is that counselors definitely need to be on the team of the Leader in Me teams. The principals are aware that counselors need to be part. What the difference is between Leader in Me and Second Step is that Leader in Me is a school-wide effort in the sense that teachers are supposed to be leading the charge in their classrooms. And so it may not be that you are walking as a counselor, walking into the classrooms and delivering as many lessons as you would if it were a Second Step school. Second Step, although emotional learning, social emotional fun is school-wide effort, the lessons in Second Step are really kind of geared more towards the counseling and guidance department. So that is one of the differences that will affect your day-to-day. So once again, Leader in Me will be looked upon as a group effort where some of the lessons may be taught by the teachers, but if I were a school counselor back in the day when I was one, I would make sure that I would be included and it's okay to do this because the principals are expecting it, to say, hey, when's our next Leader in Me meeting? I heard that I get to be part of it, woohoo! And then secondly, looking at the list and kind of honing in on the ones that you feel most comfortable and that you feel are really in with your vibe of a school counselor. It's okay to do that. And as a former admin, I would really, well, I guess I'm still admin. I just demoted myself. As an admin, I would really appreciate that coming from the school counselor.
Thank you. And Marissa Maldonado, aren't you a special person? So she let us know where to get your laptop. So I am going to share my screen again so you can follow. Okay, so you go to sandy.net. Let me start from the beginning. So you go to your sandy.net, you sign in to your staff portal, and just staff portal. So I guess you would need, eventually you're going to need your ID, but you're going to scroll down in department, go to instructional technology, formerly educational technology, and IT resources, and all the way to the bottom is device distribution. And here you could click on new hired employees.
And then Eddie, the link that I put in there, the last one is actually just lead you directly to that.
Oh, but you know, yeah. Marissa, no link came through in the chat.
Did everyone get the last one? Maybe not. Yes.
Oh, the last one. Got it.
Yeah.
So if you want to click on it and save it and ignore what I just said, that would be perfect. I'm going to stop sharing. Thanks, Marissa. Perfect. So that is how you can request your laptop. Any questions before we say goodbye for today?
I have a question, Eddie.
Heather.
Yes.
Yes.
So the district is introducing Zello, and then we have either Leader in Me or Second Step. Is there any, as far as prioritizing what amongst 2 sites and how to incorporate those 2 things? Like, is there any guidance on that? Is my question clear?
You unmute yourself.
Well, I was waiting for you. Do you want me to answer it for you? Or? Yeah. So yes, Eddie has made a calendar and it highlights when you would do a Zello lesson or when you would do a Second Step lesson. Between Zello and Leader in Me, we have not been privy of the Leader in Me. Well, let me rewind that. We have prioritized when to do Zello lessons. The district pays quite a bit of money, so we have to make sure that we incorporate, plus it's K through 12. So we have to make sure that we incorporate Zello lessons. The second step lessons have not come to fruition because we still have not gotten the okay to distribute the second step to the school or to the school sites. It's a lot of money and we're waiting for that to be purchased. So we wanted to make sure that what we were sharing out was something that everybody had access to, and everybody has access to Zello at this point. So when Eddie goes through the calendar with you guys, which will be, I think, at the kickoff meeting, is that when you're doing it, Eddie?
Or yeah, or the cluster, because it happens the week of September 6th.
Okay, so she'll show you great times to implement certain types of lessons. So if you're between two sites, well, most of you are between two sites. The unfortunate aspect of it, as what Greg had brought up, there is no, so you may be having to be accustomed to 3 different platforms, one of Second Step and one of Zello. But like I said, Eddie was able to kind of calendar it out. So you're not doing like Zello and Second Step within like a week, that kind of thing.
And I think something to remember about Second Step is that there is lots of different ways to do Second Step. So you may not necessarily be doing 32 lessons for every single classroom, every single level. You know what I mean? Sometimes kindergartners really want to focus on the first 2 units, where 4th and 5th graders really want to focus on the last unit, which is problem solving. So there's a lot of wiggle room when it comes to Second Step. And then there might be a grade level who wants to do the whole thing, but it doesn't have to be the entire grade level. And then also Zello, you know, you could incorporate independent time for the students as well. So you go in and then you explain and let the students know, okay, I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks and I'm gonna do this lesson. So by 2 weeks, I want you to have done this. So it's something that teachers could do it as an independent time, and you come in and do like lessons every 2 weeks. So it's very flexible.
Okay, thank you.
Natalie, you had a question?
Yeah, I just said on my site there was a bunch of like hard copy papers of like 504 information and requests and stuff. Is that all online now? Or can I throw all that away?
Let us Zoom together, because I would like to see them before you just kind of assume that it's online.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just the extra paperwork. Any other questions?
I have one question. This is Jenna. In regards to the Second Step curriculum, is there going to be a training on that as well?
Yes.
Can you hand it out? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
I have a
training ran by your lovely Eddie.
Right on. That's good. As long as there's, you know, something.
I have a quick question. So I was given a counseling center in one of my schools, which was super great, but the old counselor left a lot of files. What do you suggest I do with that? There's like a lot of stuff in this room with student information. Yeah.
So majority of the paperwork, it depends on what they are. Some paperwork you have to keep for 3 years. Some paperwork is 7 years. So your school secretary know, because some of them you could shred. And then I do know that if it's a lot, you could put those paper in cardboard box and then give it to your BSS, building site supervisor, and then write shred, and the district will come and pick it up to shred it for you. But it depends on what type of paperwork your previous counselor kept.
I haven't even gone through it because I'm a little intimidated.
So one at a time, I need you to read every single word.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'll go through that. Okay, I'll ask her. Thank you.
Any other questions? Perfect. We are good to go. So thank you so much. And again, I really, really, really am so excited to be working with you. So any questions, comments, please email me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to stop recording.
I did.